I remember when you used to go to my school when I was little, and you used to talk about doing the right thing. You talked about doing the right thing again. Oh, when I was older. But when it comes to say having courage, and specifically with the Secure Communities program, 6 arrests. There was a couple of arrests in Chicago this week of students who were against the Flawed Secure Communities program. And we're here to ask today if you have the courage to step down from the advisory board, the Department of Homeland Security's Sham Advisory Board, which is looking to defend this Flawed community program. So I was wondering if you could answer that.
I don't think it is a good idea that I or any of the people who are on the task force step down. The reason being is because we're not there to defend secure communities. We're there to make it better. We're there to make sure that, hold on a second. We're there to make sure that the Department of Homeland Security really gets to a point where they know what policy they want to put out there. Because at the end of the day, the issues that are being debated, and I want to thank the administration right now for finally looking at some of these issues, but ultimately, it is the Department of Homeland Security's program. They have to decide. You don't hear these conversations because at these town hall meetings, our job is listen to the community. But you don't hear the background discussions, and what we're saying, and we're trying to give guidance to the Department of Homeland Security, is that they have to come up with a definition that works across jurisdictional issues on what are low-level offenders. They have to resolve those issues, and so there's a lot of conversations on our side that the public doesn't know about. I'm not there to defend DHS. In fact, I have been fighting with them to make sure that they're making good data available to the community so that we know what's occurring. And so I understand the community's concern with the issue, but at the end of the day, in fact, I just came out on a national interview before yesterday, and the issue comes down to this, that I can't speak for 100% of the folks in law enforcement, but the conversations that I've had with National Sheriff, the conversation I've had with Major City Chiefs, is essentially that we want good rules with the Department of Homeland Security so that we can protect the public's confidence in being able to report crimes and being participants with it. It's a difficult and complicated issue because there are examples of individuals who went through secure communities, were not identified, and then were arrested for sexually assaulting a 9-year-old. Those are issues that we have to figure out how to resolve. We're not saying that is 100% of the folks that come through there, but at the end of the day, it is the complicated job that I have, to make sure that I don't have to come back up here and say, I advocated for doing away with secure communities, and we have all these other examples of where secure communities could have protected the community. So it's a complicated process. I ask for your patience in the sense that we are being advocates to making sure that there are consistent and transparent rules for how we work together and how the community understands what they can expect from this program.
All right, next question.
Latin American community, and Caribbean communities, Mexican American Legal Defense and Educational Fund have all said an end to secure community. I am here to ask you to have courage to take the lead. The time is now. The time is always right to do what is right. To step down from this task force because that only shows your complicity with this flawed program. I don't know, like I think that you need to step down from this task force and say, tell the Department of Homeland Security to end the program. And it's creating mistrust. If you say that you're building trust, people are not going to want to come out and say, I'm a victim of domestic violence. I witnessed a crime if they're not going to trust you guys because they're going to think that you're going to deport them or whatever, So I need you to have some courage, please. And I said to you all the Democracy Now! Morning interview on Thursday, speaking in favor of secure communities. Not happening.
Let me explain a couple things. Number one is that if LULAC or anyone were ever to bring evidence before us of these issues, bring it to the department, bring it to DHS, okay? Because one of the recommendations that I've made to DHS is the fact that in Harris County, there's probably about 4 different agencies that are doing secure communities. And I cannot speak for 3 of them. I can only speak for one of them. There are agencies that are doing secure communities in different ways. Some are doing it out in the field, when they're doing traffic stops and things of that nature. I am not. The only place that secure communities, as far as my organization is involved, is when someone is arrested. It's only when someone is arrested. If you've been involved in a crime, if you've been investigating a crime, those are the only times that people will have any contact with secure communities in the county jail. And 100% of the people who come through the county jail are run through secure communities. So it's not just people that look like me. So it's 100% of the folks that come through there. Secondly, or thirdly, is that if someone does have a questionable immigration status, they are referred to ICE. ICE has all of their hearings, they have all of the judicial process that their folks are entitled to, and ICE ultimately makes a determination on if they're supposed to be subjected to deportation. There are a lot of people who get referred to ICE and do not get deported. It's a two-tier system. We make the recommendation by virtue of information or evidence that we get, and then ICE's job is to finalize that and determine whether or not it is an issue. But we don't go out into the community, we don't do roundups, we're not like other sheriff's offices in the country. But there is a big problem with the level of inconsistency of how secure communities is implemented. That is a huge problem. And I'll tell you that because we screen 100% of the population that comes to the county jail, we're getting people from all parts of the world, not just maybe. We're getting them from all parts of the world. And it is imperative, folks, that we understand that secure communities has now become another program to how NCIC has always been implemented. If you had ever been arrested, your fingerprints would have been taken, your fingerprints would have been compared to other agencies in the state of Texas and other agencies in the country, as well as whether any agency in the other parts of the world had ever reported you to Interpol. Secure communities, it's important that whenever people come into a secure facility like the county jail, we should know everything we ought to know about those people that have come into the county jail. But there is a system, a judicial process, a hearing, that we need to make sure that ICE makes better. And I think that's where ultimately the issues and the concerns rely, and I advocate for that. I have not been shy about saying we need comprehensive immigration reform. I've not been shy about saying we need to support the DREAM Act. I've not been shy about saying that Congress needs to get off their heads and get something done on this issue. I believe I'm providing a balanced perspective on this issue. My job is to protect the community, and I will do that.